Hi, everyone. Welcome to the TelcoBridges podcast. We're excited to be recording this first episode with you today. For those that don't know, TelcoBridges is a carrier-grade media gateway and SBC vendor based here in Montreal, Canada. Today, my guest is Luc Morissette, our VP of Client Technical Services, also a founder of the company, so who's spent kind of multiple decades in the voice market, and I'm excited to have this conversation today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
There's a lot of stuff that kind of we wanted to talk about. We released a new version, we released kind of new resources for our customers, but I kind of wanted to start with just an overview of the voice market generally, just to help people level set on what's going on and really what we're seeing from our customers and how our solutions have been most helpful.
Yeah, so our solutions are used in all kinds of environments, whether it's call centers, front end to PBX devices, hosted PBX solutions. So interconnection with different carriers. So I think it's being used everywhere. People are looking for security. They're looking for interconnections. Everything is moving to this voice over IP SIP world. So that's where we're moving.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the problems our customers are experiencing with regards to their voice networks?
Yeah, for sure. So you have all kinds of, we see that all the time, fraudulent calls in the system. Everywhere in the networks, you see problems like this. We're getting spam calls all the time. We need to reduce this in the voice network to make it more usable. It's a priority for anybody in the telecom industry. So, and we are right there in the middle of those networks. We are the ones passing the traffic on those core networks. So we're very well positioned to intercept this traffic and figure out if these are valid or not called.
And Stir Shaken, just to name one, was like a kind of first iteration of an attempted solution by regulators, right?
Well, I think they tried other stuff before, but this one was really well defined and it was implemented in the US. It solved some problems, maybe not all of them, but still, you can verify if some of these calls are valid or not in the network. There's other countries that have followed suit, like in France and Brazil and others, but there's also other solutions implemented by other vendors. And the good thing for us is that, yes, we can interface with Stir Shaken solutions, but we can interface with any solution out there.
Yeah, so it makes it very easy for our customers to implement the security measures they want. We're also seeing, the telco voice market really work on solutions that'll help strengthen it and kind of fight back against these threats. Things like branded calling, things like kind of call screening, whether that's AI driven or whatnot, in an effort to kind of, make telco voice networks kind of usable again, or remove some of the scamminess that's kind of permeated the network. And so it's an effort we believe in, we're excited to support. And yeah, to your point, as an SBC that's in the call path for a lot of these core networks and in the signaling path, a lot of that logic and packet manipulation can happen at the SBC level.
It's very powerful. That's great.
Yeah, we're excited to see what innovations the industry comes up with and how we can help our customers put those in practice. It's the voice market is in a really interesting place. It's definitely changed a lot. I think minutes are down overall as like a macro trend. That's attributed to a number of things. My understanding, alternate forms of communication like texting. There's also minutes that have come off the traditional telco networks and are being communicated or used via over-the-top apps like FaceTime audio and WhatsApp. So that's another key difference. What we've seen with our customers, though, as you know, is that there's still a ton of voice usage for everything B2C. So businesses still rely on voice a lot. And there isn't the type of personal relationship between businesses and consumers that always kind of favor a type of WhatsApp contact in your phone. An easy example is call centers, right? For a variety of different businesses, there are internal call centers, external call centers, and then just businesses generally needing to be able to either call each other or call their customers. So everything around business is still super important. And that type of traffic has certain requirements. So the logic involved in the signaling is more sophisticated. The performance requirements are higher. The reliability requirements are higher. The security requirements are higher. And so we're actually seeing that, there's a macro trend of minutes being down, but really there's been strength in the business minutes segment. And that has actually, arguably strengthened the need for session border controllers, especially kind of carrier grade session border controllers, to kind of manage the requirements for that traffic. Which brings me to some of the stuff we wanted to talk about today around our ProSBC. So we recently released a major version upgrade, one of our biggest in a while, and I wanted to maybe give you the opportunity to explain what's changed in this version and what's improved.
Sure. So, we do software releases, weekly, monthly. If we see some new features, issues, we just add them to the software. However, some of these things that we want to add in the software require more effort and more changes into the software. So sometimes we go for a major version, right? So this time, I think there's things like SIP TLS, which is for encrypted SIP in the networks, which is important. But it depends where you are installed. It's important in some networks. Others, it's already under VPN, so you don't worry too much about that. However, we following the trend of these new TLS versions, so we've integrated that in 3.3, and it does require updates of the operating system running the SBCs as well. So these are some changes. We also updated our main core of the SBC, which is interfacing with the network interfaces of the systems where the SBC is installed on. So there's performance improvements there, new devices supported, like for example on bare metal systems, we have new device supported. There's also software transcoding. So we have been supporting transcoding on our systems with an external device where you connect to the SBC, and any calls that come in can be transcoded to another version of the voice traffic. Okay, so now we've integrated a new transcoding in software, so that means it would be able to run in software platforms. ALA to MULA conversion. Okay, so this is a basic conversion which is useful in some of the environments. But it's really a framework for us to develop the rest of the software transcoding and integrate it in the system. For example, other popular vocoders like G729 and AMR for mobile networks. These are all supported by our current platform, but we would like to have it as well supported in a software environment. Additionally, we have improved performance of our routing engine. So just be able to crank up more calls, especially for call center applications, where this is where you want to, throw as many calls as you can in or out of the networks. So these are all things we've improved in the 3.3 version.
Okay, great. When you talked about TLS, so we went from TLS 1.2 to 1.3, is that right?
Correct, yes.
What are the environments in which TLS is favored as an encryption method?
it's when, because what you can have is a VPN connection, right? And that's when you have preferred customers and you want to connect directly to them. So you carry your SIP traffic in there. It's already encrypted and protected. You have no problems. When you can then go on the internet, wide open. It works really well. When I started, it was not working so well, but today it is. And then you have this voice traffic going through the internet. Anybody can go and tap your traffic, and you can know who is calling who, and even capture the voice traffic. So that's not something that is desired in most cases. So then you can add encryption, so SIP TLS. Then the thing though is you need to have exchange certificates with each of your endpoints. So you need to have a pre-connection to all of your endpoints, exchange the certificates, and then you're protected without having to create a VPN in the system. Which environments, I think it's up to the customer to decide. Is it important to keep your data secured or not?
Got it. That's super helpful. So something like a bank, for example, would
exactly
favor TLS as an encryption methodology, or at least some form of encryption.
Exactly. So again, either TLS or they use a VPN to if you have big between branches, for example, then you would have a VPN there. If it's to customers or environments, then SIP TLS would work.
Okay, that's great. Another part of the announcement we made recently was informing customers that we've upgraded in a serious way the support documentation we make publicly available. Can you talk a little bit about what we did there?
Sure. So from the start of this company, we spend a lot of energy to put documentation available to anyone, open to the public to have access to the information. So, and then every time we get a new feature out, we describe it, we say how to configure it, and then you have all this access to all this information. And I've been told over and over again by our customers, really helpful. They like this. They have access to this. We were using an old platform since a long time ago. The information is there, but very difficult to find. It's very difficult to insert information to the system, right? So we waste time doing that, and it's unnecessary. So with this new platform that we found, much easier to build content, right? Easier to reorganize it in the right format. We also spent some time to, remove some older information which is not so necessary anymore, and then reorganize the data so that it's easier to follow through when you're configuring, troubleshooting. What if you try to find any information on the system, and the search tool works. So you just search for something and you get on what you need. You can still contact support if you want more information.
Got it. That's helpful. And the idea with the support is always that if customers need quick answers or want detailed instructions on how to do a specific thing, our view is that they should be able to find it. It should be easily accessible.
Almost everything you need to do is documented. So if you don't find the information, if you're stuck somewhere, just contact support. We'll find the information. If it's not there, we'll just tell you what to do or help you to do it. Yeah, so in addition to the documentation, we also improved the forums. I know you spent some time on this, Max, to transition our old forums platform to a new one. So what can you tell us on that?
Yeah, we had a similar historical context whereby the forum had been set up a long time ago and wasn't being used anymore. And what we found is that there were a lot of questions coming into our support team that are applicable to dozens of customers, not just that one customer. And in an effort to continue to make publicly available resources better, and an effort to make sure that every single possible question is answerable in an easy, searchable way, we want to get back to using the forum as a way of communicating with the support team, so that then that knowledge base grows over time and becomes scalable, and then ends up being a really powerful complement to the documentation, which is a little bit more formal and driven by step-by-step screenshots.
So we've been in discussion to accelerate what we do. So our ProSBC software has been out there for quite some time. People love it. We get some comments every day about it's working, it's reliable, it's high availability and everything. And but still, a lot of features requests are coming in. We want to do more things. Customers want to do millions of things. We can't do them all at the same time, but maybe we have some things we can do more, right?
Yeah, that's right. So 2025 is going to be the year of the ProSBC. We grew the software team here at our headquarters by 40% in the last couple of months, with the goal of resolving bugs faster, adding features faster. We've also just rolled off a couple of consecutive, very large projects that were focused on our TMG platform, so our T Media Gateway platform. And so we now have more resources that we're going to dedicate almost entirely to the ProSBC. Hopefully customers have already begun to see kind of the increased pace of development there, not only with version 3.3, but for those people that have logged tickets with us, we're getting through those faster.
I can comment on that. So we're seeing an acceleration of feature deployments, bug fixes, and reactiveness, if that's the right word. So definitely, I think our customers are seeing it too, that we're getting out there and we're fixing issues, because we're installed in all kinds of environments. So anything can happen. We're there to help.
We also we want to emphasize transparency with our customers, and so we've also moved our ProSBC roadmap to a public-facing URL. So our customers who are interested in learning about or following kind of our priorities and what we're working on are invited to reach out, and we'll make that roadmap available. People are also invited to comment and opine on the roadmap and provide feedback. So, more resources at headquarters. We don't outsource any of the development. More transparency with customers, and we're hoping to make 2025 the year of the ProSBC. So, Luc, if someone wants to get access to the new version, what do they do?
Yeah, it's actually very simple. So you just go on our website, go to the ProSBC section, and then you can download the ProSBC, install that on your systems, and you get the latest version for that system. What else can I say? It's so simple.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today, and I look forward to our next conversation.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for listening, everyone.